the line, and they're off. Heading up to the first corner. Gonna be close. And they're right around there, no problems. I think these are the mods. They're running a bit faster than the other ones. Looks like number 114, Ian Fleer's in the lead. Yeah, we have the senior youth class number 20 up on the line there. Damon Macon, Justin Hutchison, Emmett Watson, Ben Hart, Nick Baker, and Brent Scott on the line. Okay, they're coming into the fourth turn here. Looks like Ian's still in the lead, followed closely by number 525. Lucas must be his brother. And number 62, Kendra Shepard, coming up in third place. Looks like Ian's stretching it out there. Oh, maybe not. His brother's trying to get by him. This is going to make for some interesting talk when they get home. He's right on his tail. He sure likes to get by him. We'll see what happens in that big corner up there. He's still out in front. Pedal to the metal there, buddies. Coming into the last turn here. He's still out in front. Ian in the lead, followed closely by his brother Lucas and number 62 Kendra Shepard. Last lap.
That's Kendrick Shepard.
Kendrick Shepard. Looks like Ian still out in the lead there. Gonna have to find a new line there, Lucas. Take them on the inside. Nope, it's not happening. And they're coming down for the last turn. Ian's still out in front. And Lucas has the camera there. Should be interesting watching that when they get home. And number 114, Ian takes the checkered. Second is Lucas Fleer, and Kendra Shepard is third. Good race, guys and ladies. Class number 20, Damon Macon, Justin Hutchison, Emmett Watson, Ben Hart, Nick Baker, and Brent Scott on the line. And they're off. Looks like 114, or 14, Ben Hart was in the lead there. See who comes out of the first turn here. Ben's in second. I'm sorry, I didn't get the number on the first sled there. Oh, that Yami with the red hood. Oh, I thought I got by him there. Number 24B, Damon Macon's in the lead, followed by number 14, Ben Hart, and number 5, Nick Baker, third. And here comes number 13. Not sure who that is. This is a final. One heat in this class. These are 300cc max, two-stroke, single or twin. So 24B, Nate Damon still in the lead. Number 14, Van Hart second. Number 5, Nick in third. Here comes can't read the number. And number 13 bringing up the rear. They're on the last lap now. Yeah, the next race is the Powder Puff. Faith Watson, Tanya McGarity, Nicole Zevenbergen, Kelly Forster, and Jennifer Blake on the line. We're looking for a couple more sleds there by the looks of things. Okay, Nicole's out. So we need a couple more on the line there. A couple more ladies. She's waiting for her sled. Should have 5 sleds on the line. We got another one changing. We're ready to go.
Jennifer Blake with the whole shot.
Yes, right on, Jennifer. And she's still in the lead. She is. She's coming around on the first turn there. Just a giving her. Jennifer Blake in the lead on the rup. Coming into the last turn there. She's stretching it out, I think. And followed in number 2nd, number 18 would be Kelly Forster. And the numbers on the top, I can't read that one. And number 720 would be Tanya McGarity from Walkerton. And Jennifer, she's still out in front. Looks like that Yamaha's closed a bit. See what happens in these corners. Trying to take the inside line there. Oh, she slid, lost it. Something's happening in the back there, I think. No, she's on the inside. She's still going. It's close back there. Oh, she's trying to go on the outside now. Maybe she found a different line there. Here she comes. They're neck and neck. She just took her on that curve there. Number 18, Kelly Forster, just past Jennifer there. Last lap coming up now. See what happens if Jennifer can get by her. So Kelly's still in the lead. Jennifer still got a chance. See what she does in the back there. Looks like she's stretching it out there, Kelly. And they're coming around and she's right behind her. See what happens in this last turn here. She's right on her tail. So it looks like Kelly Forster's going to take the checkered, followed closely by, did she catch her? Who won? I couldn't even tell from here. Oh, did Kelly get there in the end? And number 3, can't read the number. She fell off, but I think she's okay. And here comes number 720, Tanya McGarity from Walkerton. She takes 4th. Okay, and the next one.
All right, we're here with coordinator Rob Noakes of the Kincardine Grand Prix. And Rob, what started the idea to do this? What started the Kincardine Grand Prix for you guys?
Well, this is our 5th year of doing the Grand Prix, and I have a youngster growing up. He's 9 years old now, Justin, and you know, we really couldn't find any spot for him to race around, so we decided to make our own race. And we've collected vintage snowmobiles for quite a few years as well, so it just seemed to make sense.
And they're off. And that Polaris Colt got a heck of a hole shot, and he's way out in front. How'd you do? Well, you finished at the end there. I don't know. Yeah. Are you Jennifer? You're Kelly. Okay, so you were in the lead. But it looked like Kelly passed you at the end. Yeah, we couldn't tell from here. Okay, they're coming around here. What number is that? 88. 88's in the lead. Dan Weaver from Flusherton, followed by Pat Boucher from Goderich. This is a final, so it's 3 laps.
Come on, Pat. Come on.
Do it now. Okay, the next one is class number 2. Pat Boucher and Dan Weber. Darcy Quinn was listed, but he's out. I think that Williamson is in this. I'll have to ask Rob if this is the one.
Yeah, Griffin's in this class.
Griffin's in this one. The upcoming one. And Dan Weaver, he's still in the lead, but looks like Pat's getting a little closer. 1 lap to go. The Griffin's in the next one. Okay. Oh, okay. So we'll have Griffin Williamson at the line, Pat Boucher, and Dan Weaver. They're both out in the track. Griffin can get to the line. Oh, it looks like he just passed him there, but it looks like Dan's still in the lead, though. We'll see what happens when they come around here in this last turn. It's going to be close. He's right on his tail. Dan's still out in front, but if he can find a straighter line and get better traction, he might be able to pass him. Here he comes. I think it's close. Here he comes. Oh, man, this is a close one. I can't tell who's going to take the checkered here. Who got it? Okay, Dan ended up winning it in the end anyway. They're in the hands of your starter. And they're off. And away goes Griffin. He's way out in front. He got the whole shot into the first turn. He's right up there. That thing is motoring. He sure looks like a snowcrosser. Look at him go into the first turn. Followed by Dan Weber, Griffin Williamson. Oh, he's going to have to find a better line for that turn next time. He lost a bit there. And into the next turn. I think if he can get a long, straight stretch, he can stretch it out a bit, but that Colt's right on his butt. Here they come. He's giving her. They're right neck and neck there. He's still out in front. Pat's in the lot. They're all in contention for the flag at this point, I'd say. Griffin's still out in front. The Rupp's passing the Colt. No, maybe not. Looked like he got him there, but don't think so. Same placing as they come into that turn. See how he does in this one. Oh, Pat just about flew off there, but he's still on. Here it coming. Around the back stretch. Griffin looks like he's putting a little space between him and Pat. Pat's now in second. Yeah, that cat's doing good. One more lap. Keep her going.
Come on, Pat. Come on.
Oh, Pat's right there. Pat's gonna get him up there. I don't think he's got enough top end. Oh, and Griffin just about tipped over there. And he's still going. Into this last turn. Pat's just a motor in there. He's trying to catch up. We'll see what happens in the back stretch there. Still out in front. Coming down to the last turn here. Looks like there's a bit of a jostling for third maybe, or second. And Griffin's still out in front. He's going to take the checkered flag. Griffin Williamson, Pat Boucher, and Dan Weber takes third. Good race, guys. And this is the final 3 laps. And looks like Greg Mance is in the lead on the first turn there. That Yamaha doesn't look like much, but it sure does motor. And you got an aggressive driver there for sure. Pat Boucher in third. Into the turn there. Around the back stretch. Here comes Greg. Greg Mance in the lead from Rockwood. On that Yamaha 292. Hold on to her there. Here he comes. In second. Number 62 is Steve Shepard from Kincardine, followed by Dan Weber and Pat Boucher. Greg's still in the lead. Pat doesn't seem to have top end on this one. He's not competing. Greg's still out in the lead coming into this third and fourth turn here. Still running strong. Number 51. Followed by number 62, Steve Shepard from Kincardine. And number 88, Dan Weber from Flesherton, and Pat Boucher in fourth. And they're into the last turn here now. Looks like they're spaced out. Unless something happens, that might be the finish. Greg's still way out in front. Dan Weber second. Greg's coming around the last turn. Way out in front. Your leader, Greg Mance, coming up for the checkered, number 51. Followed closely by the Arctic Cat, number 62. Steve Shepard from Kincardine takes second, and number 88 is Dan Weber from Flesherton takes third, and Dan Boucher is fourth. Okay, this should be a closely contested one. Single cylinder super stock modified, 0 to 300. And Greg Mance looks like he's got the whole shot. Just in front of number 88, Dan Weber on the Polaris. Into the first turn. He's still in front. And Griffin, he's right in there as well. They're coming neck and neck around that turn there. Greg's holding it so far. Into this hairpin turn here. Griffin in third, and Pat Boucher in fourth. And around the back stretch. Looks like nothing changed there. Greg still in the lead, followed by number 88, Dan Weaver on the Polaris Colt. And in third place is Griffin Williamson. Now, he's just passed the Colt. Griffin's now into second place. 2 more laps to go. Greg Mance is holding the lead for now. But Griffin is giving it his all there. We'll see how he does in his top end, if he can make up some distance there. Looks like Greg's holding it so far. Pat just passed number 88, Dan Weaver. He's now in third. So it's changed there. Greg Mance still in the lead. 1 more lap to go. Solid second there for Griffin. Pat Boucher in third. And number 88, Dan Weaver in fourth.
Oh no.
Oh, Pat's having trouble. So Greg Mance still in the lead. And Griffin following them closely, trying to catch up for that top checkered flag. They're into the last turn now. Greg's still out in front. Dan Weaver in third. Looks like Pat's sled's running again. I don't know what happened there. The next one is Class 5, should be on the line. Some of the guys are out there. And Greg Mance is coming for the checkered flag, number 51, followed closely by Griffin Williamson, takes second. And Dan Weaver, number 88, third. And here comes Pat Boucher, takes fourth. Okay, the next one is class number 5, 74 and older, twin cylinder stock. It's a final. They're off. And it looks like Leroy on the Ski-Doo is out in front. And the John Deere, I guess it's acting like an old John Deere putt-putt tractor. Ski-Doo right out in front there. Here comes Dan, second place. So I think you'd just figure you're out for Sunday afternoon drive there, Leroy. Coming around the back stretch, everything's going good. Looks like it's a TNT, about a 73 or 74, I think is what it is. One of the first sleds that Ski-Doo made where the motor is down in the front. And here comes the John Deere. That's a 73 300, I believe it is. John Deere came into the snowmobile business in 1972, and they exited in 84. Made some good sleds in the interim, but they were getting into the garden tractor business was growing, and they started making garden tractors where they had made the sleds in Horicon, Wisconsin. Here comes Leroy, still out in the lead, taking the white flag. One more lap to go. The next class will be, let me see here. Number 6. Pat Boucher, Leroy's out in the track, and Nick Boucher are in this one. 209 and 209B, Pat and Nick Boucher. And then Leroy will come to the line also. So here's the last lap. Leroy's way out in front. He's going to get the first, barring any major catastrophe. Here he comes up for the checkered flag. Leroy Veenstra, 67A from Strathroy, Ontario, takes the checker. This is not class 6, twin cylinder stock, 301 to 400 cc's. They're off, and Pat takes the whole shot. He's out in the lead. Into the first turn. Coming around there. And this is a final, Wayne. Next class is number 7. Twin cylinder super stock, 0 to 300. Dan Weber, Steve Shepard, Jason Smith, Greg Mance, Leroy Veenstra, and John Troop. No Jason Smith, he's out. And Pat, he's way out in the lead here. He's just a motor in that nitro. Followed by his brother Nick on one of Pat's sleds. And Leroy coming up third. And Pat, he's still out in front. I'm pretty sure Pat took the best sled, the fastest one. He wouldn't give his brother the slower one, would he? Leroy's in third, but maybe he can get by Nick. We'll see what happens here. Pat's still out in front. Yeah, Rupp was one of the early entries in the business way back in the late 60s. They called them snow sports. And Nick's in second, and there goes Leroy. Mickey Rupp was a racer, got into the snowmobile business, made go-karts. They were excellent snowmobiles. Unfortunately, the 70s got them as well. The bad 70s. And Pat, he's way out in front. Yeah, what could have been if all these companies would have stayed in the business? Here he comes. A Nitro 2, he's coming up for the checkered. Pat Boucher. And here comes Nick on the other Rupp. Going to take second. And Leroy Veenstra going to take third. Okay. They're off. So it's closely contested in the back stretch there. Leroy was out in front. No, that's not. Is that Leroy? Yeah, Leroy was in the lead. Greg Mance is out there as well. Number 37, Dan Weber on the John Deere. Leroy still out in front. Here he comes, still in the lead, followed by number 34, John Troop on the Polaris, Craig Manson third, and number 62, Steve Shepard. And the John Deere coming up the back. Oh, he's past them, I missed that. Number 34, T's in the lead, John Troop with the Polaris Colt. No, that's a TX, followed by the Skidoo and the Yamaha. The next one is number 7. Dan Weaver, Steve Shepard, Jason Smith. Jason's out, Greg Mance, Leroy, and John Troop. And number 34T, he's still in the lead, John Troop. One more lap to go, followed by Leroy Veenstra and Greg Mance. That hasn't changed. We'll see if anything happens here in the last lap. But John, he's holding it up pretty good there. That's a good looking Polaris TX. Followed by the Skidoo, Leroy Veenstra. And Greg on his Yami. And the Arctic Cat. Well, it looks like John Troop, he's still in the lead coming to the last turn here. He's going to take the checkered. Number 34T, John Troop, 67E, Leroy Veenstra, Greg Mance, Number 51 looks like he'll get the third, and the fourth will be Steve Shepard. Takes fourth. And the John Deere, he's coming around.
So you mentioned your son, and I know you were mentioning one of the reasons for the race is to donate funds to autism. Sorry, and is that important to you guys to make sure some of these funds go to these organizations?
Oh yes, absolutely. Our son Justin is autistic, and he also has epilepsy. But life is full of challenges, and it's just another one of those challenges. It's not. He doesn't suffer from autism, and it's just part of life, and it's just the way he is. But there are a lot of autistic kids that really need extra help, and we're hoping to raise some money this year to get some assistive technology for some autistic kids in the area.
That's amazing. That's a very good, worthwhile effort. So a lot of these funds that you donate, they come from the door prizes, from gate tickets. So you really need the audience to come out and watch the races, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's really where we raise the bulk of our money from. We raise some from, selling toques and that sort of thing too. But the bulk of it comes from door prizes.
Tightly contested first turn there. The Rupp, driven by Pat Boucher's out in front, followed by the 34T John Troop on that TX Polaris, and Nick Boucher's in third, and Leroy in third. Okay. Yeah, almost. And they're into the last turn there. Pat Boucher still in the lead. Number 34 T. He's in John Troop. He's doing good. He's in second. Greg Mantz doesn't seem to have the top end on this class. And here comes Pat. Johnson solid second, and Nick Boucher's in third, followed by Leroy Veenstra and number 34. Oh, Greg just got past. And Pat's still in the lead. He's coming up for the white flag. One more lap to go. Followed by John Troop and Nick Boucher in third. The next one will be in Class 9. Pat Boucher, Dan Weaver, Jason Smith, Steve Shepard, and Greg Mantz, and Griffin Williamson. Get ready. So this is the last lap. So Pat Boucher's way out front. He's going to take the checkered by the looks of things. Here he comes. And John Troop got a solid second there. In for the second placing. Oh, I guess he's not. I don't know what happened there. Nick Boucher takes second. Number 34, John 34, Kenny Troop takes third. And they're on the line, they're off. The one Rupp isn't running yet, but here they go into the first turn. Looks like the Arctic Cat is out in front. Lynx got that Yamaha, or that Kawasaki single in it, I believe. Followed by Griffin with his Arctic Cat. I think he's got a Hearth motor in that one. And the Polaris. And coming into the first turn, here comes number 62, Steve Shepard, followed by Griffin Williamson. Those Arctic Cats are out in front. The Polaris coming up third, and the Rupp in the last placing. So Dan Weaver, he's out in front there. And Griffin's going to try and catch him. It looks like he's stretching it out a bit. And Pat doesn't seem to be too competitive in this class.
Do you know where the guys are that you said that have interview with?
Well, is that the track
Dan
right
Weaver still out in front.
Do you have a GoPro on?
now? Yeah.
Coming around the last turn here, followed by Griffin Williamson. Number 88, Dan Weaver. And Steve takes the white. One more lap to go. They're stretched out pretty good here now. I don't think there'll be any change.
Yeah. I don't know. He's really getting tired too. He's been racing. This is his 5th race in a row.
Dan Weaver in the lead.
With the camera? Yeah. We did that.
The next one is class number 10. 74 and older, single cylinder. That's the enduro race. So if you're in that one, get ready. So Dan Weaver on the Arctic Cat, he's still in first. Coming around for the checkered. Steve Shepard, sorry, no, is in the lead on the Arctic Cat. And Griffin Williamson, come on Griffin! Not sure who got first or second there. It looked like a photo finish. Good race. To go, and they're off. Greg Mance, right neck and neck. Three of them neck and neck into that first turn. And Greg Mance must have found a better line. He's out in front. Followed by Griffin on the Arctic Cat. And the Polaris Colt. Number 67. Number 62, Steve Shepard. This is 8 laps. I had said 10 before. It's 8 laps. So Greg Mance, he's still in the lead. After the first lap, the two Arctic Cats are neck and neck. 62 and 446, they're all bunched together. Greg's a bit in front at the moment. Anything can happen in an 8-lap race with these old vintage racers. Greg's still out in front.
No, I still want to get a few good shots of them.
Right.
Looks like number 62, Steve Shepard's in solid second, followed by the Polaris Colt. Number 88, Dan Weaver from Flesherton. Pat Boucher's in the mix there. Here comes Greg. Lots of racing to do yet here. They're into this turn 3 and 4 here. Greg Mance, followed by number 62, Steve Shepard, number 88. And Griffin, what happened? Ian, you're going to have to do some more work on that Arctic Cat. You need more top end there. Here, Greg Mance is still in the lead. And Greg Mance is still in the lead, but looks like that cat there right on his butt.
This is done. I plan to do some snow doing.
Coming into turn 3 and 4 here, where it's pretty rough. A lot of standings have changed here. The cat's got the inside line here now. See if he can get him in this next first turn. Greg's taking the outside line. Seems to be a little smoother and better traction. He's keeping her going. He's keeping the placing. They're all looking for a different line by the looks of things. That last turn there is pretty bad. Here comes Pat Boucher. He's sliding around the turn. Greg Mann's still in the lead, but only so by a little. Number 62, right on his tail. Steve Shepard. Number 88, Dan Weber in third. Greg's still in front. He's going to have to keep driving if he wants to keep up there. Greg's still in front. Still a down turn coming into turn 3 and 4. Greg's still in the lead. Just can't seem to get by him there with that Arctic Cat. Steve Shepard. Greg's way out on the outside. He seems to like that better. Number 88. Dan Weber in third. Pat Boucher in fourth. And Griffin Williamson. Is that a puma or a cheetah? Greg Mann still in the lead. Coming down into this turn 3 and 4 here. He can't shake him. He's right on his tail this whole race. Anything can happen. Steve takes the inside, Greg takes the outside. Into the first turn here. Doesn't seem to be able to get by him. Looks like they're neck and neck. I think he's got him. No, he's still there. See what happens in this turn. Greg's taking on the outside. Those two sleds are pretty evenly matched. Oh, neck and neck in that back stretch straightaway, but he's still in front. Turn 3 and 4. What's going to happen here? He's looked like he was in front of him. Oh, there, he's in front. See what happens here in this turn. Greg's slowing down, and he's in the lead. Number 62, Steve Shepard's out in front. See if Greg can get by him now. He's going to have to eat some snow. No, he's slowing down by the looks of things, or the Arctic Cat is speeding up. Maybe it's the driver. Oh, and what happened here? Griffin fell off his sled. He's okay though. It looks like a sprint to the sled. Back on, plug in the... And he's off. He's back again. But Dan Weber, he's got a solid lead now. Greg's following him now. See if he can get by him. Here comes the checkered, and Dan takes it, followed number 2 by Greg Mance. And number 88's coming in for the third place, Dan Weber. Dan takes third, and here comes Pat Boucher. He's going to take the fourth. And Griffin unfortunately fell off, so he lost a bit of space in there, and he's going to be last. Not like driving one of those new Arctic Cat snowcross races, is it, Griffin? No suspension there at all, hardly.
And what kind of sled are you racing today in the Kincardine Grand Prix?
A RUP.
What class of sled would that be? CCs and stuff?
It's a 2-cylinder, 340.
And we had the GoPro camera on there. There's going to be a couple of cool shots from the sled. How was the race out there?
It's awesome. The track's great, bumpy, A lot of people getting bucked off.
And how do you feel about coming out to this? Was it a lot of fun?
It's a lot of fun. At least we got snow this year. At least we can carry on with that. Hopefully we got some more going on.
Definitely. Well, have good luck in the afternoon's races. We'll see you back in the show, and take care.
Right on. Thanks a lot.
You were racing in a couple of the enduro races. How is that, racing in a 10-lap race? Is it difficult?
Yeah, it's competitive, but it's different. Like, for sure, if you screw up, you got lots of time to catch up. Like you see, I broke down, but...
So you talk about the breakdown there. Your sled, something happened with the track, right?
Yeah, the back bogey wheels, actually, 2 of them fell off, so I was only running on 2, so I'd take the corners really wide, or it would just start locking up.
Do you have a lot of fun doing the Kincardine Grand Prix?
I love it. I look forward to it every year. Put lots of hours in these old things, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Right on. And I know you got a little bit of a fan base around us here. Are they all cheering for you?
Yes, they are. There's one right there.
Right on. Well, good luck on the races the rest of the afternoon, and I'm glad you're having a great weekend there, Pat.
Thank you very much.
And they're off. Looks like Darcy got the whole shot this time. That was the only difference from the last one. He's into the first turn ahead of him. The next one is class 15. It's twin cylinder stock, 0 to 300. Kevin Macon, Darcy Quinlan, Krista Young, John Johnson, Troy Denning, Corey Coteau, and Leroy Beanstar in this one. No change in placing here. One more lap to go. Darcy Quinlan still in the lead. He's into the last turn. Here he comes. Darcy's going to get quite a few points today. And John, for that matter. So that hotly contested Kincardine Cup. Number of points, and Darcy takes the checkered. Followed by John Johnson in second. They're off. They're off. Into the first turn. Hotly contested there. We'll see who comes out first. Looks like Darcy Quinlan. Oh, look at the snow dust. Can anybody see anything? In second is number 28. That would be Johnny Johnson from London. He's still in second. Into that back straightaway, or the back corner there. Darcy Quinlan still in the lead. John Johnson's right behind him. A little more speed in this one for sure. John Johnson. Troy Denning, number 191 in second. Darcy Quinlan still in the lead. This will be 3 laps. Oh, little jostling in that corner there. Looks like Darcy's still in the lead. Coming in turn 3 and 4 here. Darcy Quinlan still out front. Troy Denning, 191. 24B with Kevin Macon in third. One more lap to go. Around the first turn, nothing's changed in the placings yet. Darcy Quinlan still in the lead, followed by 191. Troy Denning at third. We'll see what happens in the backstretch. They're coming around to turn 3 and 4. Darcy Quinlan still in the lead. Troy Denning second. And in third place, 24B, Kevin Macon. There are your winners. They're at the post. They're off. Into the first turn. Tightly bunched together there. See who comes out first. It's pretty bumpy. Looks like Pat Boucher on the rough. He's out in front, but he's followed closely by that Yamaha. They're neck and neck. I think that's Darcy, his buddy. There they go. John Johnson, I think, sits back there. Coming down the backstretch, Pat Boucher still in the lead, followed by Darcy Quinlan. Oh, and Darcy just flies by Pat. And number 24B, Kevin Macon in third. Oh, and Pat got thrown off his sled, but the tether cord didn't come out. The sled was still running. He's back going. So that's changed the placings. He's in third, though. He didn't get by. See who passed him there. So Darcy Quinlan, he's still in the lead. And Pat already is back into second position. No, he's not. Just got passed again by the Yamaha. Driven by a number, looks like 24B. That's Kevin Macon. He's in second. Greg Mance driving the white Yamaha there. So Darcy Quinlan's quite a bit out in front now. Kevin Macon in second, Pat Boucher in third, followed by Greg Mance on number 9 there. They're coming into the last turn down the back straightaway. Darcy's going to take the checkered. Pretty rough in that turn there, but here they come. Now see what happens on the second and third facing. Looks like Kevin's still in second. No, he isn't. Pat passed him in the turn there, and here comes number 9. Oh, and he just about got him in the corner. So looks like Greg Mance got third. Good race, guys.
So this is an annual event, so right, if people want to come out, as long as there's snow, if people want to come out next year, you guys are going to be running it again next year?
Yeah, we plan on running it again next year, about the same time of year. A lot of it depends on the schedule of the host and working around all of life's other busy things that happen. So we have a good website that we keep everybody up to date on, and it's www.gpkracing.com. And if you're interested, just follow the website and you'll find out when things are happening.
Okay, they're at the starting line. That's mine. Okay, and they're off. Looks like Darcy Quinlan got the whole shot. Perhaps not. No, he just got past there. Joe Myson's in the lead, number 408. Okay, so this is a second heat here. Looks like Joe Meissen, number 408, still out in front. And this is the last lap. Only 2 laps in these. No, Joe got past. I think that's Quenneville out in front. They're into the last turn. First, second, and third get to go on. Oh! Looked like Boucher just about fell off. Here comes number 30, Adam Woods, and number 408 second, followed by 142. Takes the third placing there. 142 being driven by Stephen Hasnuk, gets third. Looked like something was, looks like the seat's coming off that one sled there. But I guess he's still going. This is a final 3 laps. They're at the post. They're off into the first turn. Jostling and banging and hitting in the corner there. Here they come. Pretty rough there. Whoop, there goes a cone. And here they come into the third and fourth turn. 2 more laps to go. Number 81's in the 191 in the lead. John Denning from Grand Valley. Here they come. Number 28, John Johnson in third there. Next one is Class 18. There's 2 heats. If you're in Heat 1, get ready. '81A, Quister Young in the lead, followed by Johnny Johnson. He's in second now. He was. Now he's into the corner first. He's still up there in second place. First, second, and this is a fight. This is a final. John Johnson in second, Darcy Quinlan in third. But he just about flipped it again. Coming around last turn. Darcy's trying to get by Johnson for second. So 81A, Krista Young takes the checkered. Darcy's in the second at the moment. He went outside the track and I think he hit something. John Johnson second, and 34T, John Troop got third.